Okay. Hello Dark and hello Mango. Alright. Today we'll be looking at yet another 2 articles. Of course, one from the SCP Foundation and the other from the RPC Authority. Okay. We are gonna get straight into it, as to not waste any more time. Your airsoft gun came in. Nice. Alright. I cannot read that, so we're just gonna get straight into it. Item number SCP-2711. Object class, safe. This is a fairly short article, by the way. Special containment procedures. SCP-2711 is stored in a waterproof compartment in Storage Unit 25 at Site 148. Testing of SCP-2711 must be conducted on-site, away from any bodies of water. Related non-anomalous items are stored in Storage Unit 26. Description: SCP-2711 is a large iron needle, 33 centimeters in length and 3 centimeters in diameter, at its thickest, of course. It does not show any signs of deterioration or rust. SCP-2711's anomalous effects activates once it comes in contact with bodies of water or more than 20 liters in volume. SCP-2711 alters the affected body of water so that it takes all of the physical properties of iron and under the same temperature, except appearance, while retaining its chemical components. The affected water is hence referred to as SCP-2711-1. The effect spreads at an initial speed of 20 liters per second and doubles every 5 minutes. The conversion process will stop once all the water has been turned into SCP-2711-1. Water added at this point will not be affected, as long as there is no more than 20 liters of SCP-2711-1 attached to SCP-2711. SCP-2711-1 will retain its current state otherwise. Otherwise, SCP-2711-1 will instantly turn back to normal water. Two sets of inscriptions are found on SCP-2711. The first set is confirmed to be in the same script used by SCP-2481-3, which is alleged to be the script used in Xia Dynasty? A deep strike crosses the text out. The needle of Fuji? I'm not too sure. Sorry if I'm butchering it. The needle of Fuji were forged by King Yu to calm, still, solidify the waters, trap the fierce, ominous beasts, and stop the flood. sets. The second set is confirmed to be in small seal script, unlike the first text. Standardized and introduced as a national standard during Qin Dynasty in China. Rui bang / stick that adheres to one's wishes. Okay, good. I was right then. Addendum. SCP-2711 was found in the right paw of a non-anomalous rizz macaque that embedded 2.3 meters below the surface of a lake on Mount Tongbei, Henan Province, China. The lake was converted into SCP-2711-1 at the time of discovery. The body of that creature dates back to around 600 CE, around the establishment of Tang Dynasty. But it is well preserved. The subject was found in an approximation of the lotus position. It wore the common attire of Buddhist monks of the time, but the clothing was heavily torn. Further examination revealed that the subject died of suffocation. Upon removal of SCP-2711, SCP-2711-1 turned back into lake water. The terrain quickly became unstable and the lake was destroyed by a mudslide. A damaged well was discovered under the lake during the subsequent cleanup. The well is made entirely of iron and is 66 meters deep. Broken chains and a lock composed of a beryllium bronze alloy were discovered inside the well. And that was literally the whole article, chat. Honestly, not one of my favorites. I wouldn't upvote it, but I wouldn't downvote it. I wouldn't downvote it either. Fairly basic SCP, but I'm not gonna complain. This is the kind of SCP that I like reading because it's so short. Like I've said in the past, many times, when it comes to an article, I just want to know what is the anomaly and what does it do. If I have any further questions, I'll look through it. If I want to know about the story, then I'll read through it. But normally when it comes to an SCP or any anomaly, I just want to know what it is and what it does. I also just noticed that Juan's bottom half is the only thing that's showing down there. Hey Slicey. You are indeed late for the SCP article. I already read it, but the reason why it was so quick is because it was this short. It was fairly short. Like, this is the whole article right here. Like, wow, not even a drop down like we usually get. It's fairly basic SCP, but I'm not going to complain. We're going to move on to the RPC Authority now. It's okay, Slicey. It's fine. Since the article was so short, I may or may not do another article. Another read. Depends. Or maybe we'll learn a little bit more about this universe again. Anyways. I mean, I am currently in the World Assembly universe at the moment, so it wouldn't be that bad. Anyways. The RPC Authority. Registered Phenomena Code 414. Object Class Gamma Red. Hazard types: aggression, sentient, transmutation, contact, corrosive, and teleportation hazards. Containment protocols. RPC-414's containment is non-existent due to their abilities, but RPC-414-1 through 5 are found within the majority of Site Redacted. All personnel working in Site Redacted must keep their sector offices and personal items completely sanitized to prevent themselves from being assaulted by RPC-414-1 through 5. All personnel must go through any available disinfectant chamber every 14 hours before going back to work. Those who work outside of the site with the intention of visitation must go through a thorough cleansing before entering the site. This is the routine. Stage 1. Visitors must stop at the redacted state border and must be given a background check. Stage 2. All clothing must be removed and set in a locker outside of the border. Stage 3. Visitors must be washed thoroughly from head to toe with okay, let's see if I can read this. Oh, that's easy. Chlorhexidine gluconate, iodophores, triclosan, one of the two, industrial grade soap, and water in that order. And it has to be in that order. Stage 4. Visitors are given sterilized clothing and must wear said clothing inside the premises at all times. And Stage 5. Visitors must go through the disinfectant chamber before entering the facility. Okay. On to the description. Description time. RPC-414, description. RPC-414 is a group of humanoids that differentiate from each other in height and clothing. This is one of them. Similarly, each RPC-414 entity has a large, light tan beak where their faces are found, but they consist of no eyes or nose or nostrils. It is unknown if RPC-414 has ears or noses underneath the babushka they wear around their heads. The insides of each beak possess a row of perfectly shaped white teeth found near the inside of the throat, and a tongue that is found in the beak. In the beak area of the mouth, in front of the teeth. It is unknown as of yet how RPC-414-1 through 5 are able to sense any unsanitary areas, humans, or items. Each of the RPC-414 entities wear clothing that resembles elderly Austrian or German women, but each entity wears clothing of different colors and patterns. All RPC-414 entities communicate with each other with a ga-ga-ga vocalization. Each entity has its own pitch and tone when communicating. RPC-414-1 through 5 finds and locates an area that is deemed unsanitary. They will rush to said area while RPC-414-2, 4, 5 sweep the area. RPC-414-1 and 3 will communicate to each other and sniff out the source of the filth. The filth left behind. Once RPC-414-1 and 3 find the source, the human or animal who caused the filth, RPC-414-1 will lead the group to said person by phasing through the walls until they find said source. When they capture the human or animal, RPC-414-2, 4, and 5 will hold the human or animal down, while RPC-414-1 and 3 use their wooden scissors to cut open the victim's torso. Oh look, Shiori. RPC-414-5 will remove previously collected trash from its basket and fill the entire victim's body with said trash. Once the human or animal's insides are completely replaced with trash, RPC-414-3, 4, and 5 will remove their victim's body parts in even amounts for each other and will put said body parts in their baskets. Surveillance footage shows the body parts will disappear once they enter RPC-414-3, 4, and 5's baskets. Site management labels this event as the 414 cleansing. It is theorized that the body parts are replaced with trash, but researchers are still unsure how RPC-414-3, 4, and 5 baskets function. The material of RPC-414's clothing is highly corrosive to living tissue and will be redacted to any personnel who makes contact with said material. Here's a description of each instance. RPC-414-1 is 2.5 meters tall, wears a dark red babushka around its head, a thick navy button-up jacket, red mittens, a golden-colored skirt, thick gray leggings, and straw-sewn shoes. RPC-414-1 carries around large wooden scissors at all times. The scissors are 3 feet in length, and when in use, RPC-414-1 has each hand holding each handle of the wooden scissors due to its size. RPC-414-1 and 3's wooden scissors act equivalent to metal scissors and are sharp enough to cut through iron, steel, and tungsten. RPC-414-2 is 2.1 meters tall, wears a brown babushka around its head, a white scarf around its neck, a black button-up jacket, lavender mittens, a lavender skirt with dark speckled dots throughout, purple leggings, and straw-sewn shoes. RPC-414-2 carries around an old-fashioned broom made of a stick 4 feet in length with straws tied to the end of the stick, shortest of the 5. RPC-414-3, which is this one up here. Very interesting. Huh. Seeing these things up close is so strange. Anyways, RPC-414-3 is 2.2 meters tall, wears a black babushka, a ruby red scarf, a tan button-up jacket, tan mittens with black lines around its forearms. Each mittens reaches up to its elbows. A pale blue skirt with navy patches of fabric over the crotch and on the right side of the skirt. Tan leggings and straw-sewn shoes. RPC-414 carries around a giant pair of scissors similar to RPC-414-1 and carries a straw woven basket on its back that is large enough to carry a human child. The basket is used to carry the remaining body parts of their unclean victims. RPC-414-4 is 2.7 meters tall, wears a brown babushka, a cream-colored scarf, and a gray button-up jacket, black mittens with tiny white dots, a ruby skirt with a white piece of cloth over the front of the skirt, black leggings, and straw-sewn shoes. RPC-414-4 carries a broom similar to RPC-414-2 and wears a large straw woven basket on its back similar to RPC-414-3. It is the tallest of the 5. And finally we have RPC-414-5, and it is 2.6 meters tall. Wears a tan babushka, dark gray scarf, a dark orange button-up jacket, light tan mittens, the same length as RPC-414-3's mittens, a dark gray skirt with dark checkered patterns throughout the back, throughout black leggings and straw-sewn shoes. Basically the same attire, just different colors. RPC-414-5 carries a broom similar to RPC-414-2 and 4, and carries a basket similar to RPC-414-3 and 4. RPC-414-5 will pull out infinite amounts of trash or rubbish from the basket to stuff its victims' bodies with. Discovery. RPC-414 was first discovered in a small village in REDACTED, Austria, by a germophobic college student who was backpacking through Austria and happened to discover the village by chance in 19 REDACTED. The villager... Can you keep down the page turning, sir? Okay. The villagers made sure he was clean before entering the village, and warned him to keep himself and the space around them clean. He took multiple photos of RPC-414 wandering the village, and mailed the photographs to his college professor at Harvard University. Intel discovered the photos and used a Class A amnestic on the professor, the college student, and the villagers. MST Opal 2 Bergsiege transported RPC-414 to site REDACTED in REDACTED, Germany, by luring them with a CSD holding a bucket of dust to Airline 447. Once they successfully lured RPC-414 into the plane, RPC-414-2, 4, and 5 held the CSD personnel holding the bucket down and performed their cleansing on the MST agent. The cleansing became a perfect distraction to keep the RPC-414 entities on board while en route to site REDACTED. This is, I guess, the records. Airline 47. Oh, jeez. Can be heard in the background. Muffled screaming and ga sounds can be heard. Dispatch 91191. This is Airline 47. Do you read me? We have a situation up here. This is Dispatch 91, Airline 47. What is your situation? This is Dispatch 91, Airline 47. What is your situation? Whoops. This is Dispatch 91, Airline 47. What is your situation? RPC-401 is... Airline 47, will you repeat that? We're experiencing some interference. RPC-414 is killing the entire MST. Okay, calm down, Airline 47. Please keep your composure and don't give away your position. Muffled male voice can be heard screaming, "Help us, REDACTED, help us." A metal piercing sound cuts off the MST agent's screams. Gah, gah, gah sounds can be heard afterward. The pilot whispers into the mic, "Dispatch, they're getting close to the cockpit. Stay calm, Airline 47. Heavy breathing can be heard from the pilot. Soft, gah, gah, gah sounds can be heard close to the mic. Whispering, "They're in the cockpit with me. Beaks are really close to my face. Someone help me, please." Nothing but subtle gah 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 sounds can be heard for 2.5 minutes straight, and then the gah 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 sounds fade away. Airline 47? Airline 47, please respond. They return to the cargo hold. This may sound strange, but I believe this RPC attacks anything that is unsanitary. Request for landing at the closest facility. That's a negative, Airline 47. Keep your course set for site redacted. We will prepare for RPC-414's arrival. Dispatcher moves away from the mic. Relay message to Site Director Wilhelm, that RPC-414 is hostile and will attack any unsanitary person or beings within sight range. Log ends. End log. Addendum. Hey Flash, how's it going? Addendum. Upon Airline 47's arrival, security personnel lured RPC-414 into their cell in Site Redacted, using an ROV covered in garbage water. Unfortunately, after RPC-414's cleansing of the ROV, they wandered around the facility as a group, but never left the site grounds of Site Redacted. As they wandered the grounds, RPC-414-2, 4, and 5 would sweep everywhere the group went. RPC-414 has now made Site Redacted their new home. On a couple of occasions, RPC-414 would wander outside of Site Redacted to further their cleansing, but when they show signs of doing so, security personnel would launch a trash-covered ROV to lure RPC-414 back to the site. And that is RPC-414. Ga ga ga. Okay, that was the SCP article and the RPC article. Now, we've only been live for about, 20 minutes? A little over 20 minutes? No. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's way too short. Am I right, chat? Don't worry, I'm not ending the stream just yet. Too short to call it now. Yeah, it's too short to call it now. Don't worry, I'll continue doing stuff. Alright, we heard a little bit from the SCP Foundation and from the RPC Authority. Now, we're going to hear a little bit about the World Assembly. We're not going to read an article because there are no officially finished articles. There's 2 or 3, but that's about it. But I'm going to continue explaining some stuff about the World Assembly. Of course, for those who are unaware, this in my lore, this is my original home. It's not the SCP Foundation, it's not the RPC Authority. I come from here. I just happen to travel to the SCP Foundation and the RPC Authority. This is our group of interests list. There are a total of 18. We went through, now, a few, like 2-3 months ago, I did start reading through these, and I didn't finish because it was already getting far into the stream. We went over, I think it was 3 of these? Yeah. Just a little bit of context. Unlike the SCP universe and the RPC, unlike the other universes, so the SCP Foundation is a secret organization. Well, the World Assembly for the Containment of Anomalous Objects is not a secret agency. It is world known, and anomalies not only are known to the public, but they actually live among the public. Well, the safe anomalies do. So anomalies like SCP, what was it called? What is it? I forgot the number. I forgot the number. Josie the Half Cat. Five two nine. SCP-529 would be perfectly fine to live with somebody in like an ordinary human, basically. That's how this world works. So a humanoid entity that is safe to live among humans can live among humans so long as they go through the proper procedures and testing. So now with that being said, here are just a few of them. I'm just going to do a quick rundown of the first 3 just to get for a refresher. The Church of the End is a group of interest that is also a cult, as it may sound. This cult believes that they need to bring about the end of the world. There is an anomaly called the Night of Armageddon. This creature we have no idea where it came from. We just know it did not come from this world. Hundreds of thousands of years ago, maybe even millions, this creature was known, at least from scripture. We don't know how true this is, but from scripture, old scripture, we're talking thousands, hundreds of thousands of years ago, we learned that the Night of Armageddon was a destroyer of worlds. When it landed on the Earth, somehow it entered a long state hibernation, and it still is in hibernation to this day. And as of now, we still fear the day that it suddenly wakes up. But until then, we have a temporary method of keeping it in hibernation. I cannot reveal that because that's all confidential, and I don't know how they do it. But that's besides the point. But the Church of the End worships the Night of Armageddon, and they believe that by waking it up, that they will be quote-unquote saved and sent to a paradise in the afterlife by ending the world in the name of the Night of Armageddon. In addition, they're not just a cult, but quite a terror organization. They have caused destruction across different regions in the world, from the United States to Europe, throughout North America, South America, and every continent of the world, even Antarctica. Though the Antarctica one's not as common. And all in the name of the Night of Armageddon. That is their idiotic beliefs. Now we have Anomalous Lives Matter. Now it may sound familiar to some other groups that you may have heard of over the past I want to say maybe decade now, but almost decade. This one specifically looks towards the anomalies that live among humans. They believe in, obviously, the rights for anomalous individuals to live among humans, that kind of stuff. But the real threat is right in the deepest parts of this group of interest. There's 2 sides of it. There's the good side, and then there's the dark side of it. The more dark side of this group is they're not all working together It's kind of like the whole, the whole idea of the bad apples kind of thing, the bad apples idea. They're the bad apples, and they kind of make the whole group look bad. They believe that we all need to embrace an anomalous side of ourselves. They have been many times we have captured several individuals from this group who have been suspected in kidnapping and other acts such as forceful transformation into anomalies. We've had humans being turned into animals and robots and all these different types of anomalous creatures in the name of simply embracing our anomalous side. And that's why the World Assembly keeps an eye on them as best as possible. Because even though they're not all dangerous, we just don't know which ones they are. Yagalmora Furnishing and More is pretty simple to explain. It's a retail company that sells furniture and other home goods. All of it is anomalous. There are a few non-anomalous items that they sell in there, but most of it is anomalous furniture and other products. They do it illegally and without the World Assembly's permission. They do it just for money. Pretty much every single anomaly that this group of interest, that this company creates, is dangerous in some way or form. For example, a lamp that acts like a heater. It is a sentient lamp that when you tell it to turn on, it'll turn on. But that light bulb also changes the temperature of the room. It can go from cold to hot, or at least that's what this company claims. A lot of times that lamp malfunctions in itself and it purposefully heats up the room to something as hot as an oven. Well, this group of interest is on the run constantly, and every time we try to enter a retail space that they own, or quote-unquote own, every time we enter to investigate, it just disappears. Don't know how, but it does. And we have yet to find any executive of this company. Now we can move on to a group of interest that we haven't talked about at all. This is the Soviet production of anomalous objects. As you may have guessed, this is from the Soviet Union. And it was created in the 1950s. As a matter of fact, I think the year should be in here. No, it is not, which I'm quite surprised I did not put that in, but whatever. The group of interest was created by the Soviet Union. There's a whole bunch of different, you gotta be kidding me. Hold on, chat, I'm gonna be right back. Of course, BRB. Okay, I'm back now. Sorry about that. Okay, back on track. This group of interest was created by the Soviet Union right after World War II ended in the 50s. This was also around the time of the Anomalous Awakening, or whatever you want to call it, the Grand Reveal, because the World Assembly was seen as a secret organization until we realized, yeah, this is not a good idea, this is too much, our budget doesn't cover it, so we're just going to have to cut off all of the secrecy and stuff like that and just reveal what is happening. But anyways, that's a lesson. That's a lesson for another time. That's too much information to explain right now. The Soviet Union created this group of interest as a method of spreading their communistic ideas across the world. However, it was fairly weak, as the only times that it was really useful was in the Vietnam War, somewhat in the Korean War, and many other little conflicts here and there. The Soviet Production of Anomalous Objects, or SPAO, or SPAO, usually creates anomalous objects that help the Soviet Union and other communist allies of theirs to not just spread communism, but also to, like transportation, production of other items, that kind of stuff. Their own anomalous methods and stuff like that. Well, many times the World Assembly has captured many of their anomalies, and throughout the years they did not get any stronger. In 1991, when the Soviet Union dismantled itself, completely just disbanded, so did this group completely disbanded as well. At least, that's what the government said. They said it disbanded, we kind of just went our merry ways. For the next 5 years, we kept an eye on them anyways, and it seemed like everything was fine. The group was gone. However, I believe the year is in here. I'm for sure it is in here somewhere. Yep, there it is, 2015. In the year 2015, we conducted a raid on a compound in Ukraine, somewhere near the Pripyat area, because we heard that there were some hostile members of a group of interest that were living there, and they had it as their base of operations. We thought, and we were told, that it was the Church of the End, because of how hostile they were and the fact that they had anomalous members. We thought it was the Church of the End. They went in, and they found a little banner, a very familiar flag, and a banner with that star on it. And that's how we knew who they were. And that's when we learned that the Soviet production of anomalous objects was still alive. We don't know for how long they had still been alive, but they were. Confronted the Russians about it. They said they knew nothing about it. Same with the Ukrainian government. They said they didn't know what it was about. They both claimed ignorance, and they both claim they do not know anything about it, and that they are not affiliated with them at all. The issue is not necessarily that, but the issue is the fact that now they are somehow, even if they're not tied to a government, they are stronger than they were when they were tied to the USSR. And the worst part is, we don't know where their main base of operations is. For all we know, it can be in Siberia, it could be somewhere in Ukraine, in Belarus, it could be in the Middle East for all we know. Heck, for all we know, it could be in Antarctica, we don't realize it. It could be right under our noses for all we know. We have not found it. We found little bases here and there, but that's all we found. And their ability to spread communistic and Marxist ideology and Leninism and all that kind of other stuff that I shouldn't probably not be talking about that much of, that all is being spread a lot easier now because of how secretive and how hidden they are. So that is them, and we are still trying to find their main area their higher ups, and how to shut them down. This next one is a fairly much more calm one. I guess you could say it's like the alternate version of Yagelmara's Furnishing and More. This is Mr. Wilson's Toy Box. It is a company run by a man named Mr. Wilson. A very generous man. He's a very great and generous man. He works with us. He doesn't work for us, he works with us. He runs a company that creates anomalous, not just toys, but other like household items and other like tools and stuff that are anomalous and can be very useful. The way this works, and this is why I say that the Yagelmara Furnishing and More is breaking the law or so on, is because there's a whole system put in place. Whenever an item that is anomalous is being mass-produced, or is going to be mass-produced, it has to be put through the World Assembly. When the World Assembly tests it, it has to be 100% safe. No danger must come from the anomaly. From that anomaly. If it is deemed 100% safe, we will hand it over and greenlight it to the company that handed it towards us. In this case, Mr. Wilson's Toy Box. We greenlight a good majority of his stuff. Whenever we block any anomaly that he creates, he understands, and first of all, he doesn't realize the dangers of it most of the time. And when we tell him about it, he immediately shuts down production of that specific anomalous item. The methods in which he creates the stuff, we don't actually know too much because, again, he's just a partner. He's not connected to us or anything like that. Is not our company. But a lot of times he also helps us to combat the Yagelmara Furnishing and More by supplying us with certain tools and other items that may help us to locate them easier. But that was a fairly simple one to explain. Now for the ECR agency. This is another group of interest that is kinda, it sounds a lot like the SCP Foundation or whatever. Those types of acronym agency organization. It is in the same universe, it's not a different universe. The ECR agency is its own agency, separate from the World Assembly, but we work with it. We work with this agency. They are kind of like the extraterrestrial version of it. They work outside of Earth. Or they work on anomalies that come from outside of Earth. So if there's an anomaly in space, they're the ones that are in charge of it. The ECR agency will ensure that things are checked, and when it comes to containment, we tend to work together a lot. So the ECR agency does indeed help us with the Night of Armageddon as well. That was a fairly easy explanation, so we're gonna do another maybe one or two more. Yeah. Militia Zero, this actually might be the last one for tonight, because we've hit the hour mark. Wait, did we hit the hour mark? Yeah, we're about to. Awesome. Okay. Militia Zero. Militia Zero is a group of interest, and it is actually a bounty hunting group of interest. They don't work for us. They don't work for any other group of interest. They are their own people. They work on their own. And they work for, obviously, they are simply hired, I guess you could say. They are hired by any group of interest. They typically do not care about, what's the word? There's a word I'm trying to get. Not momentum. Affiliation? Influence, there you go, that's the word. They work towards not being influenced by any other group of interest. However, the World Assembly seems to have the best influence on them, seeing as even if they can be hired by, let's just say, the Church of the End, if they can actually no, never mind, my bad. They're the only group that they do not work for. But regardless, any group that hires Malicious Zero for any job, they typically will take it, so long as they know they're going to succeed. Thus keeping their track record as a 100% success. 100% success rate, or 100% mission success rate is what Malicious Zero is known for. But that also comes along with the fact that they deny anything that they believe they're not going to win. So if there's any missions that are placed against us, when it comes to their jobs, usually it's go and get this anomaly, go and steal this anomaly, go and contain it, go and kill this anomaly, that kind of stuff. It's a bounty hunting thing. So they will go and do the job so long as they know they're going to complete that job and keep their word and get paid, of course. Because, of course, not just their paychecks on the line, but their actual reputation. And their reputation is 100% mission success rate. And as of now, they have succeeded at every mission they take. A lot of the times we actually hire them for certain things, like fighting the church. But anyways, that is Malicious Zero, and that is all I'm going to explain for now about these groups of interest. So we're going to close that for now and just chill back, because we've hit the hour mark and we're going to just chill here for a moment. But that is all the information that I wanted to share with y'all for today. Any questions? Get some water. I'm talking a lot. Okay, chat. That will do it for this stream. For those who stayed until the end, thank you for staying to the end. I understand that this is not everybody's cup of tea. Not everyone really cares to listen to me reading, and oftentimes it can be seen as boring, but I like to do this because, one, I like to share stuff. I like to share this type of stuff with people. That, and so that's one. And two, it helps me to learn more about SCPs, like, not in character here, but it helps me to learn more about SCPs and RPCs and stuff like that. And of course, like I mentioned before, it helps me share the stuff that I've created. Three, I just like to have a nice little calming atmosphere, you know? Nice calming atmosphere, just chilling here. Just calm reading, just something to have in the background, you know? I hope my mic isn't too loud. I don't want it to be too loud. I should have asked that at the beginning, but it's too late now. But anyways. The next stream, I did put up the schedule, by the way, for those who are unaware. I did put up the schedule on YouTube, Discord, and Twitter. So go check out on either of those sites if you want, either of those places if you want. But anyways, tomorrow is the next stream. The next stream will be tomorrow at 8 p.m. PST, which in the East Coast that is 11 p.m. PST. EST, my bad. Jeez, I messed up words. 8 p.m. PST, 11 p.m. EST, Eastern Standard Time. So in that game will be Portal 2 co-op. Yes, I'm going to be doing co-op, and it's going to be with Bonzo. I was able to not able to, but Bonzo agreed. I invited him, I should say. There you go, that's the word. I invited Bonzo, and he accepted, and we will be playing Portal 2 co-op tomorrow on stream. It'll be at 8 p.m. PST. Yeah. Alright. So yeah. But with that being said, yeah, tomorrow, Portal 2 co-op, 8 p.m. PST. Yeah. Alright. Just want to say it over and over again so people can hear it, because I know some people here don't like to listen, even though Dark is not here at the moment. But anyways, unless he's lurking, I don't know. Anyways, let's put this mic back first of all. It's gonna be might be a little loud. No, it wasn't loud at all actually. Brown bell. Okay. If you are new and you did enjoy, please do consider subscribing to be a part of this amazing yet interesting community that we have growing here still. If you don't subscribe, that's fine too. At least consider liking, commenting, and sharing to boost my content as much as possible. Maybe this isn't for you. Go ahead and share this with somebody who does like SCP, or who does like VTubers, or maybe they like both, or maybe you like both and you want to get them into it. I don't know. Your choice. Share it with whoever you want, whenever you want, if you want to. As of now, we currently have 314 subscribers. We currently have 314 subscribers, and the goal at the moment is 400. And at the end of the year goal is 1,000 subscribers. So let's see how long it takes us to get there. Anyways, whether you're watching the VOD or you're watching right now live, I hope you have a good morning, evening, afternoon, and night. Just overall, I hope you have a good one. I'll see you whenever. I'll see you. Ooh. 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 Ooh.